This is CC the Greek Geek here with SEV Network live at St. John's University for Borocon, their first year. And we are here with the Honorable Prince Fahad Al Saud, and he is here to talk about his new comic, Latifa. How are you today?
I'm super excited to be here and at the first Borocon and to see the reception of the comic and everybody just coming together. It's a beautiful. I'm a comic nerd, so this to me is home.
That's what we love to hear. So, Mr. Al Saud, Prince Al Saud, the story of Latifa, it is predominantly, if not all, centered around women.
Right.
And why is that? What was so captivating for you about making women not only the centerfold, but the entire,
Universe.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, it speaks to my reality. My reality was I was surrounded by strong women growing up, so that was my universe. The imagery of Arabs, of Muslims, of women in general, and Arab women, and specifically Saudi women, was so limited and marginalized, and it wasn't authentic to my reality, and I got tired of others describing and limiting who I am. So I wanted to do something to change it, and the way I found that to be was storytelling. And I decided I wanted to create a universe that introduces and focuses on strong female leads, and treating it as a legitimate way to have diversified storytelling when it comes to women and women of color specifically.
Awesome.
So it birthed Latifa and Saudi Girls Revolution and many more.
Awesome. And you highlight the Arabian culture and Saudi culture in particular, but would you say that this storyline is more so based on Arabian culture or Islamic culture?
Well, I think it's more Arabian culture. So the world that I'm creating it's 100 years from now, and where religion doesn't exist, and tradition has become religion. And I think that's the biggest obstacle for us within our communities, is the traditions that we're inheriting, and how we progress it and open it up. So that's why I wanted to challenge the expectations from people. They thought, seeing a veil, they thought, oh, he has to be talking about Islam. But no, this is the traditional Saudi. Actually, it's a men's head wrap that she's wearing, practically because she's in the desert trying to cover up. And that's why her midriff is showing, right? So I wanted it to be more of a realistic and challenge these preconceived notions. Aesthetically and artistically, the setting is Arabian as well. And there are hints of religion because that's the background of our culture, but it's a human story at the end of the day. And for me, being from a different culture, when I watch something coming from the US, it's kind of the same exchange, right? Like, I get why they're doing it, because they're trying to tell me about them. Mm-hmm. And I found that this is the best opportunity for me to creatively introduce people to where I come from.
Awesome. And what is the symbolism behind you and all of your fellow authors having this set in a post-apocalyptic world? What was so intriguing about that?
I wanted a fresh, clean start. I wanted to destroy everything we know and rebuild it in a different way, and be able to comfortably touch on social issues without having it be a direct kind of focus on what's actually going on now. I wanted to trick people a little bit, and so they're not limited by the real life restrictions to imagine what could be. So for me, a post-apocalyptic future was the best. Because the story of how we got there, and then what are we going to do with moving forward? Because if you look at our region right now, it's conflict-ridden, and when you're living in it, you think this is the apocalypse, this is the end of the world. So I wanted to challenge it, be like, regardless, it might be the end of the world, but there's still another future out there. So that's kind of why I wanted to, and I think specifically is that in mainstream sci-fi movies and content, it's almost like the future doesn't have brown people. So I wanted to create a future where we're the predominant race, I guess, or people, and that's what this experience is about.
And I think you kind of led into my next question, which is,
I'm psychic.
you are, I peeped it. So how do you think the current socio-political environment, not just in the United States, but the world over.
Right.
How does that impact the series itself in terms of how people receive it or where the direction might be going?
Well, we're seeing a huge global dialogue now about identity and about representation. We're seeing it in all forms, whether it's governance or government or entertainment or even, your own backyard. I think the time, now we have tools for us to tell our story. So for me, it's, of course, there's going to be obstacles and there are going to be backlash at some point because that's normal with pioneering something and coming with, being progressive. And the book is supposed to ignite these discussions. So, the fact that people are reacting is exactly what I want to happen. Yeah.
Well, Your Highness, tell us how we can find you. How can we follow you? Where can we read more about this wonderful comic?
So, plug time, just cop my stuff. You can find the comic book on Comixology and Latifa, and then we also have a Latifa game, so you can find that on the iOS store or the Android store. And then the company website is NA3AM or SaudiGirlsRevolution.com. And to follow me is my handle is YOLO Fahad. That's Instagram. Listen, it was me and Drake came up with the YOLOs.
I love it. I love it.
I'm bringing it back.
A true pioneer, ladies and gentlemen. Prince Fahad Al Saud, thank you so much and good luck with your project. This is wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Yes. This is Cece the Greek Geek signing out.